to another episode of Inside the Gig, where we highlight one of the many talented artists playing in the town of Cave Creek, Arizona. Today, I'm happy to meet, actually for the first time, Abby and Luke, who are going to be playing at Stumbleina's Patio on, I guess you guys are playing Saturday, right?
Saturday, yeah. We'll be there.
So there's Saturday from 5 to 8. You can see the patio behind me on my green screen wall. So let's say hello to Abby and Luke. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Good. Thanks for having us.
It's a beautiful day in the valley today, for sure.
It is a beautiful day in the valley. I think it'll be a beautiful afternoon on the patio. I played there, was it last weekend? And the misters are working nicely. It's going to be a comfortable afternoon for you guys. And of course, you'll probably get a sunset that looks like the one behind me. At least that's what we told.
I hope so.
That would be
I hope
beautiful.
so. That is a beautiful sunset back there. It looks like you're really there.
Yeah, well, marketing photos, you know how it looks like you guys are really on the patio. I don't know what patio you're on, but it looks like you're.
We are. We're on our patio.
Yep. In the spirit of things.
You gotta like the natural light. I've got all kinds of weird lights trying to make an old man look good, but it is. Great. So
you look great.
So first off, what are you guys called? You just called Abby and Luke? What is this? A duo? You part of a band? Tell me something about you.
Yeah, so we are an acoustic duo. We just go by Abby and Luke. We also just formed a full band last August. So our full band is a 5-piece. It's called Calico. We also play around the valley, but we love our roots of acoustic music together. So
yeah, we got to keep our chops strong with that. So every once in a while, we got to go pound the pavement a little bit with the duo to remember why we get to be blessed with a band too.
Yeah, get the work in. I know I've interviewed a ton. Probably you guys are probably the 40th or 50th musicians I've interviewed, and everybody will probably tell you the same thing. It's like, doing the solo or duo work is just different than being in a band. In a band, it's a whole different vibe, and when you get out and you do your solo gigs or your duo gigs like you guys do, it's just a different feel, and so you want to keep those chops up.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yep. Every once in a while, we got to go remind ourselves. It's not always as easy without the drums and the guitar behind you. That's true.
So talk about your instrumentation a little bit. Are you guys both playing guitar? Are you both playing ukulele? What are you guys doing?
So we both play guitar. We both sing.
Yeah.
In the band and the duo, we do both.
Yeah. So we've got a lead guitar player in the band, but with the duo, she does a little more rhythm. I do a little more lead, and we just kind of feed back and forth off each other. So.
We both throw in some harmonies.
Yeah, definitely.
So that opens you up to do a lot of different cover tunes. Can you give me some examples of what you guys like to sing?
Yeah, we do everything from like You and Tequila, some real simple acoustic stuff.
Kenny Chesney, great.
Right, all the way to, we can even rock it out with we do some Leonard Skinner and some Simple Man, and
we do a Queen song. We do a lot of Miranda Lambert. We are kind of all over the map, but
a lot of Miranda Lambert. Yeah. But we try to bounce all over the board and pick just some real good songs that the songs that you haven't heard for a while, but when you hear them again, you're like, oh yeah, I like that one. I remember that one.
So you guys are a couple act, not a brother and sister act. I asked you that before we started the rolling.
So, that's right. Yes, we did get.
How did you guys connect?
Yeah, so we actually met like 5 years ago now. This month, actually, we met in our hometown of Wisconsin, Wausau, Wisconsin. We moved here about a year and a half ago, but back in Wisconsin, I got an opportunity. So I've been playing guitar and singing and doing the gig thing since I was probably 14. And I got an opportunity for a big gig at a popular restaurant in my hometown, and I needed a backup guitar player. And I met him. I just happened to meet him one night at a bar, and he's like, I play guitar. And I'm like, really? All right. Well, how well can you do it? Can you do a 4-hour gig? And
yeah, at the time, I knew like one song on guitar, but Pretty Girl needed me for a gig.
There you go.
You betcha.
Every guitar player's dream, right? Every guitar player's dream is that you'll learn how to play one song on a guitar, and a pretty girl will pick you up in the bar, right?
It worked just like that, honestly. And it was about 3 months of just trying my tail off to learn 50 more songs so we could do a 4-hour set, and probably one of the most nerve-wracking sets of definitely the most nerve-wracking set of our career to date. But man, it opened up a whole window and a brand new love for me, and it's something I always wanted to do. So it's definitely a blessing. I needed a little kick in the butt to get up on stage.
I'm trying to remember back, I started playing guitar late in life, and I'm trying to remember the first gigs that I did, and I was pretty nervous and pretty wound up about it. But I was also playing with two or three really old guys, and I can't imagine the pressure of having to play beside Abby, who I'm sure at that point when she came over and talked to you, that there was more chemistry than just somebody I'm gonna do music with, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
I did put the pressure on him, but
The-
I do not apologize. Somebody
The
had to do
pressure
it.
was on. Yeah, it was. I just remember setting everything up, and you kind of have your head down. And our first gig was up on stage. There's just a little bit of a railing in front of us, so when I'm bent down, I couldn't see anything. And last time I looked up, there were like 3 people out there, and our whole friend group, like family, extended family, all of them showed up because it was our first gig. So I spent 20 minutes working on the wiring, and I looked up and the whole place was packed and everyone was just staring at us. And I was like, oh my gosh, there is no way I'm going to be able to do this. That's too many people, but it worked out. It was
Do you
awesome.
remember the first song you guys did together?
The very first song we ever did together, I believe it was "The Way I Talk" by Morgan Wallen.
Oh,
That's the first one we ever played. I kind of played along with him while he was playing guitar.
But on stage that first time?
Oh, the first,
We usually start with I feel like we started with Jackson, that Johnny and June duo.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
It's just one that we knew real well. But yeah, I think the first song I ever played for her was "The Way I Talk" by Morgan Wallen. That was the one song that I knew actually. So that was
one
it.
song, play the one song. Unfortunately, it's not a bad song, right? I mean, it's not.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, exactly. It was good.
Won me over.
I'm just thankful you didn't play. What's what is it? The House of the Rising Sun or something.
Yeah.
I know one song. Let me play House of the Rising Sun for you. That'll wow you. That brings in the girls.
Yeah, yep. Nope, I didn't break out that or like Stairway to Heaven or anything like that. Went off the beaten path a little bit, I think.
So you mentioned some country and some rock. So before you guys became a duo, before you guys became a couple, before you met, I mean, what was your music taste then? Have things changed once you kind of turned into a duo?
Yeah, so I was raised very much old country and just country in general. My dad plays guitar and sings, so and my grandpa did as well. So it was always the old country songs. My set list definitely used to be a little bit more old country. Now that we've been playing together, you kind of adjust to the crowd. So we do a little bit more newer stuff, more of the hits, I'd say. But my taste in music is still all over the map. I don't know about you.
Yeah, my taste is pretty all over the place. Before we started playing, I grew up, my dad really loved rock, just of all kinds. He was a big Bob Seger guy. He was always jamming to that. And then my brother really was the one who he had like a whole record collection and started getting into country and totally turned me onto that. So I was pretty heavy into country before I met her. I would say I actually tried to being in the band has helped me to kind of expand a little bit because I'm trying to figure out what other people want to hear when they're in the bar. So that's kind of helped me get out of my little narrow path of country and sort of, add some expanded literature in there.
It's really when in my gigging days, again, I haven't been doing this forever, but it's like there's a fine line between playing songs that the crowd wants to hear and playing songs that you perform well and playing songs that you enjoy singing.
Yes,
kind of
definitely.
3 buckets, right? So let's talk about those 3 buckets a little bit. So what songs have you found? We'll start with the hard one. What songs, like if I ask you today, would you guys just love playing if there's nobody in the room? If you had to pick one song, what song do you guys love playing right now?
Together, what would you say?
Together?
Mm-hmm.
My go-to is always Jackson because I love our voices on that one together. And I feel like, I don't know, I can give it the energy that June Carter gave it. Like it's got a punch to it. I love singing that one with you, but.
Yeah, I really love doing those. I love the songs that I get to play a little bit more lead guitar on, and then she can take a little bit more of the singing. As much as I love singing, it's just, it's kind of freeing to have that rhythm guitar going, because I'm just practicing by myself. I really don't have that. And to kind of fiddle around and add in some harmonies. By myself, if there's no one in the room, I really love playing some like older Brad Paisley stuff, something that's a little more, you know, intricate. And I really love his lyricism. Eric Church, some of his older stuff as well. That stuff just really, really grips me. So that's usually what I'm doing when there's no one around. You know, some of those deep track tunes that maybe no one would remember at the bar.
That's right. Yeah, you know, I covered I think 2 or 3 different Eric Church songs, and you're right. He's one of the best. I mean, I think, and rightly so. Chris Stapleton gets a lot of press, and is a great songwriter. But Eric Church, man, he has put some lyrics together. If you listen to
his guitar and his passion, the way he like sings stuff, you can tell it's really coming from somewhere deep. You know, he doesn't really write many songs just to make them a hit, I feel like. So that's where the respect comes from for me on that part. But yeah, like you said, it is a tough rope to walk between what you like to play. I mean, and then you can find maybe 1 or 2 songs that have all 3 or in all 3 categories. But yeah.
I mean, people, you know, so inside the musician circle, it seems like everybody hates Wagon Wheel. And I'll just say it out loud.
We do Wagon Wheel.
Well, you know, and I grew up in North Carolina, and virtually every place mentioned in the song is I've been to, right, or lived in, or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, to me, I've got that Southern accent, so to me, it's like a song I should sing. And as much as I love or hate, I'm not going to reveal playing the song. I have yet to play the song where the crowd didn't just respond more positive than they did to the song before. You know, it's kind of like. Everybody you can see them sing the words, you can see them, you know, smiling, nodding their head. What song are you guys doing that you get a great crowd reaction, but maybe not the one you would pick?
Fishing in the Dark.
Fishing in the Dark. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so over that one.
I
loves it.
I love Fishing in the Dark because I get to do a little drop beat tuning, you know, play around, feel the bass. But we have sang it so much that I think she's starting to get sick of it. But hey, I'm gonna play that one till I die, I think. Right. Everyone gets up, taps their feet. We actually start our full band. We start the first set with Wagon Wheel. So I have the exact same experience there as people love it. But it's an easy song to sound check too as well.
That's true. Yeah, it's funny you talk about a song like Fish in the Dark and you played it so many times, and it just, what kind of went through my head is, you know, every person that we know, not know personally, although you may know some of them personally, that are just like famous singers, right? But like Eric Church, or I mean whoever, pick somebody. You got to feel like every song they're doing, they've done, I don't know, 1,000 times, 1,500 times, and at what point in time they're like, I'm just so sick of doing this, but this is what's paying the bills, right? Even though it's a great song, right? Do you ever wonder if Chris Stapleton loves playing Tennessee Whiskey when he does a concert, or do you think he's sitting there going, okay, I got to do this, I got to make it sound good?
Yeah,
I think about that all the time. I'm like, okay, we can do this, because like, these people do it on tour night after night after night. So.
You know, a producer that we were talking with here and working with for a little while, he said something that kind of stuck with me, because I had that was like a real fear of mine. I'm like, you know, I love doing this, but if we get to the point where we're, you know, touring and playing these songs every night, how am I going to keep that same energy? And he said, you fall in love with the little intricate parts of the song that maybe other people don't notice. And you just try to do it a little bit better each time. And I'm sure after the 1,000th time it gets tired, but the more I can, especially with a full band, just listen to how everything's fitting together and pay attention to the little things.
Right.
I feel like it's a lot easier for me to just get enjoyment out of the song a little bit different way every time we play it. I'm hoping it stays that way.
Yeah. Well, and you can also tell, you know, in my opinion, the people that are going places with their music and are, you know, there was a guy that lived here that's now moved to New York, and Deal James, I'll mention him by name, and I've interviewed him. He's living in New York City now, gigging. I used to watch him play afternoon gigs in town, and he'd be playing to like 2 people, and you're thinking, how does he do it? But you know, he loved the music, or loves the music so much that to him it wasn't about feeding off the crowd, right? And you can kind of see it in some musicians. Like if the musician is playing to three drunk guys in the corner and it's just, mailing it in, you can kind of see, it's like, that's not going to work. And then the people that I really admire are the ones that are doing, essentially playing a paid rehearsal to three people. I mean, you're going to have a crowd at Stumblino's on Saturday because that patio always gets full when there's music. But it's like, if you can enjoy playing and performing these songs, whether the crowd is paying attention or not, then you got it going.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, a good friend of mine always said that if you were calling the cows in to feed them dinner and only one showed up, you'd feed that cow even more because it showed up for you. So if there's not to call the people listening cows, but if only a couple listeners.
How many cows can we get on the patio at Stumblino's? I think is what
that's right. Yeah, but you know what? If there's only one or two people there, I'm gonna give them the best show that I've ever given anyone.
There'll be a crowd. Not to worry, there will be a crowd. So you've got an interesting, I'm going to say opportunity and not challenge, but you've got an opportunity, and you've got. I'm guessing both of you are going to sing lead because I haven't met a singer yet that doesn't sing lead. Do both of you do harmonies as well?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you have a lot of versatility vocally. How do you decide what's the next song you're going to cover?
Ooh.
That's different every time. So a lot of times they'll come to me from Spotify. I'm always trying to really have a big shuffle going of just new material coming in. So I can go, okay, hey, that one would, every time I'm in the car, I'm thinking, how would this work with an acoustic fuel? But sometimes it just takes a little bit of digging on our own too. And then a lot of times we'll have friends that'll, a lot of good songs have come from friends messaging us saying, hey, heard this song and thought you guys could totally rock it. And I'm like, huh, I bet we could do that one. And you fiddle around with it a little bit, make it your own. And so it's kind of a mix of some outside input and some things coming to you through the radio.
So I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you what song has been relatively new addition to your cover material.
Oh, the most recent one we added Baby Girl by Sugarland. That song, that was my newest addition. I have always known that song, but playing it on guitar acoustically, and it makes me cry every time. I can't even get through the whole thing, but that's my newest addition for a song.
Yeah. Tequila Talkin' by Cameron Marlowe. That's another one that we've started doing recently. And then actually a cover of his cover. He did Folsom Prison. He took it up like 3 steps, which my voice, I can't really get down into Johnny's register. So but people always want to hear Johnny Cash. So when I heard him sing Folsom Prison and he did this, we saw him live. He did this awesome version of it. I was like, okay, we're doing that next time someone asks for Johnny. So yeah, that's a couple of the new ones.
So what else do people need to know about you? How do you guys prepare for a gig like Stumblino's? Are you guys set list people? Do you just look at the crowd and say, let's do this? I mean, how do you do it?
For definitely, I'm more of a set list organizational person. I like to get our set list nailed down like right away, like probably 7 days before, so we can go over it throughout the week. Honestly, we kind of cram sometimes too, just because, we've been doing it for so long now that we can get away with that, but that's not always the best way to do it. So we start to rehearse 1 to 2 weeks before and just really nail in those songs. And we just get excited and invite everybody we can. And the more people we tell about our songs, the more we get excited, the more we want to practice. And it just hypes us up a little bit more.
Yeah, we try to record a few covers the week leading up, just getting in the habit of doing a run through of a song with some pressure on it. And if you're trying to do it in front of a camera, that always adds a little bit of that.
Yeah.
That's about it, and I tend to really listen to a lot more music the week leading up to it just to get pumped up, maybe we like to watch some live musicians, some live acoustic stuff on YouTube and just get into that mindset and come up sharp.
There you go. There you go. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a fantastic Saturday evening at Stumblino's in Cave Creek. You guys play from 5 to 8 p.m. Like I said, it is a beautiful patio you can see behind me. The food is amazing. Staff is wonderful. I hope you guys have a great show, and I hope everybody comes out to see Abby and Luke this weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having us.
We're excited to see everybody there. It's going to be really fun.
It's going to be a good time.